we're back. Howdy y'all, this is Ethan Monreal playing more of Oracle of Seasons, and last time we were here, we made our way into the Unicorn Cave, which is the 5th dungeon of this game, and we beat like 95% of it in our first go-through, which is pretty good. This time around, we're going to polish off the last 5% of this dungeon by getting this key that's up here. There we go, let's kill this soul and this Moldor. And then after we get this key, we're gonna go get the boss key, and then go murder the boss, and claim our plot thing, or whatever the fuck it is, to prove that we beat this dungeon, and that's standy. Other than that, we just gotta make our way towards the dungeon after this one, which is, I guess, always the path in a Zelda game. You gotta go from one dungeon to the next, right? But it's gonna take us a while to do that, and I'll explain more later, but for now, we need to take care of this dungeon. So, this is part of the same recording session as last time. I did take a nap in between the previous video and this one, because I was getting a little bit sleepy, but I'm right back at it again, ready to record more content, so that I can get at least a week's worth of shit done. And I will say, after listening to my previous videos, it really sounds like I am a lot more sexually active than I actually am. And I think part of the reason for that is just because this is media and not my actual life, I just talk about the interesting things that go on with me. And so, when I do have sex, you hear about it. And when I don't, you don't hear about it. So, it's kind of a, not an optical illusion, I don't know, an illusion of identity. And we are going to actually cheat, because I don't feel like going back through that puzzle, so we are restarting the game so I can go back to the start of the dungeon, which is kind of cheating, but, you know, you gotta get into it, friends. Anyway, we're in here. But I also feel like maybe I do have more sex than I actually believe I do as part of my, gay imposter syndrome. So, I'm not explaining that, but... okay, so, like, look. It's really interesting transitioning from being, like, kind of young and being like, oh my god, no one's ever gonna find me attractive, and then kind of like getting older and realizing, well, actually, sometimes, in some situations, some people sometimes maybe find me attractive, occasionally, I guess, and really just kind of getting into that and believing it, because realistically, like, very few people are, like, universally unattractive. Like, someone will like you, even if you're kind of busted. And that's just a fact of life. That's just kind of how things work. But, like, it's hard to believe that. And that is one of the great gay deceptions, is not believing that you are worth what, or underestimating your value, basically, based off of your perceptions of your attractiveness. That is one of the great gay deceptions, and maybe one day I'll talk about the rest of them. But for now, we got a boss to murder. And I will say that, you know, like, part of that comes from, like, being gay, but, like, not in a cute way, to be honest. And if you don't know what that means, as I explain it, you might be able to figure it out while I murder this boss. But, like, basically, if you're gay, but, like, not conventionally attractive, it really just makes things a lot harder. And I'm not gonna be corny and say, like, well, I'm oppressed because no one wants to fuck me, but, like, there are some implications. Like, people are meaner to you if you are not attractive in the way you like, or they want you to be. I have literally had people, like, move to the other side of the room because they didn't want to interact with me because they were not attracted to me. I have been, like, ignored, I've been called racial slurs, etc., etc. And so it's not all sunshine and rainbows, friends. We're kind of mean to each other, and that's okay. And I feel like a lot of people who are, like, really awkward and nerdy can kind of relate to that. And maybe that's part of the reason why you're awkward and nerdy, is because you're gay, but not in a cute way. And that's just a sad fact of life. Sometimes things work out like that. But I'm here to tell you that also, again, like I said, you are cute to someone. Maybe it's not the person you want to be cute to, but, I mean, it's someone, right? Anyway, you got a heart container, so I probably should have explained what that boss was, but I think y'all could figure it out. I was basically supposed to smash its brains out with that electric ball. Not electric ball, that metal ball. Using the magnetic glove. And we did it, so it's dead. And its name was Dig Dogger, but it's already dead, so it don't matter. Now we gotta pick up our plot item. You got the Nurturing Warmth, an essence of nature. Balmy days build strong saplings with their nurturing warmth. You know, I really don't understand what these essences of nature are really supposed to be. Like, are they like pieces of nature that are in disarray from, like, the seasons being out of whack? Like, are there just no balmy days that have warm nurturingness to them? Or, I don't get it. But, really this is just an excuse for us to go to 8 dungeons, so I shouldn't question it too much. Anyway. Nurturing warmth has brought me strength. I saw a dream of Bonray inside vast ruins. Perhaps an essence is hidden in some. You bet your ass there is, because he wouldn't have said anything if there weren't. Oh, hey, we got a cutscene here. Despair, Bonray. Your struggles are fruitless. Decay seasons steal the fruits of the ravaged lands of Ultram. Period. Raise the earth! Exclamation point. Oh ho 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 ho. And we got another flame lit. So at the beginning of the game, there was only one flame that was lit. Now they got 2, so it looks like they're making progress on whatever evil quest they got. So, let's see what they gotta say about it. Ho 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 ho, the lands rot and the flame of destruction burns. The flames of sorrow and destruction are lit, now only the flame of despair remains. Guess when that's being lit. Spoilers, it's at the end of the game. Our sacrifices will revive the evil king and guide him to the light of the 3 flames. I wonder who that evil king is. It's definitely not Ganondorf, right? It couldn't be. It definitely couldn't be. So these, I mean, the Oracle of Seasons games do not have an overly complex plot. They want to revive Ganon by causing chaos in the different places Link goes. And I guess at a more meta level, they want you to buy 2 games so that you can spend more money. And by playing those 2 games, you get to finally kill Ganon, which is pretty cool. But, you know, we're gonna pick up a heart piece real quick. Let me show y'all something here. So this is I think a really good way to explore some of the neat parts of the game is just to dig around with the seasons. If you turn it to summer, this lake dries up because it's so hot, and it actually reveals that there's a cave at the bottom of this lake. So we need to, pull out our power croissant. And there we go. And go in here. And we actually don't even need to swim over there, that's just showing that this is an underground lake. And go downstairs, and we are gonna get us a piece of heart. You got a piece of heart. Collect 4 to get an extra heart container. Check them on the subscreen. We did it. We got the heart piece. I'm not going to get all of them on screen though, like, to be real. I'm just going to show off stuff basically that I think is interesting, because it's my LP and I'll do it how I want, friends. And that's just fine. Although if people ask me to do something on screen, I'll do it. I do have some asks on Tumblr about some coming out on top stuff, but as a general rule, if I don't answer your question on stuff about coming out on top, it's because I've already gone over it in a video, or it's in the video description, and I've said it in the actual video that you need to check the video description for it. Or I've, like, literally show it on screen in the video. That is usually when I do not respond to asks, because I feel like you just need to get caught up with the full series, so... Like, sometimes I'll get questions about stuff with Brad, and I'm like, well, you just have to wait till the next part, because you look like you've only listened to part 1 of that playlist. But anyway, hey, it's Maple. Sure, we can fuck around with her for a bit. Let's do it. Hey, she has the flying saucer. Oh my god, the heartbeat! I'm so tilted. We meet again, you know the drill. Fastest one wins, ready, set, go. Fuck off, Maple. Well, I'm tilted. So that heart piece you saw actually is a very, very rare drop. She never drops that item, and it is totally random if she drops it or not. And basically what it does, actually... Well, we're not going to go in there yet. We're going to take care of something else first. But basically, if you're trying to do a 100% run of this game, that can be really obnoxious, because it is 100% random. If she drops that heart piece, and you need that to get all the hearts in the game. So what we need to do now, I don't even know why I walked to Moron Village, we don't need to walk here, just need these. We actually need to visit Subrosia for a second to get prepped for the next leg of our adventure. But, while we walk here, it does give me time to vlog at y'all again, so... I basically only have another week before my next semester of school starts again, and I am not looking forward to that because I basically hate commuting and I have to commute to school. But I think I'm fairly neutral on school. I like learning, I just don't like learning in a school setting, and maybe that part of it's just me having ADD. The other part is I really hate having deadlines. It really makes me want to scream at the top of my gay lungs. I'm gay and can't deal with pressure, which is the lifestyle that I live. And that's... Which way do I go? Left or... Yeah, I go right. Okay. But... I don't like dealing with school that much. Although at the same time, I don't really get stressed by school until the very end of it. I really hate finals time. Like, it literally makes me want to tear my eyeballs out pretty consistently. But otherwise, I'm pretty cool. And I think that really just comes down to me, like, learning to be okay with not having everything 100% okay. Or rather, basically, like, dropping perfectionism. I used to be really hard on myself and really in perfectionism, but we get this. We need 50 orchunks. We'll go ahead and grab that in a little bit. So I'm gonna pull out my shovel and dig up some orchunks on screen while I talk. There we go. Give me them orchunks. Yes. But really learning to drop perfectionism, and I think it's really just because I learned to be hard on myself as a youngin'. Because I was trying to compensate for my fucking gay failures and not being a particularly masculine or skillful at, I guess, traditional manly pursuits. But now I'm just more like, I don't care. I really don't care. And I actually find that I'm actually pretty competent at the things that I enjoy doing. I generally feel like if I put my mind to something, I will be able to do it, usually. I don't think that I'm especially incompetent, or not incompetent, or incapable of doing things. Like, I really feel like if I just had motivation to do something, I usually do very well at it. And I'm usually, I guess, above average, although that's kind of... Everyone says they're above average at things they like. Well, not really. Everyone that doesn't have bad self-esteem says they're above average at things that they... Let's pick up this big bomb back. There we go. You can now carry more bombs. But basically that's something I learned in psychology, is that... And then just in general from observation too, is that people tend to overestimate how good they are at things unless they have bad self-esteem. In which case, they just always think they're worse than they actually are. Oh shit, I just keep walking right in there. I actually stopped to sneeze during that. I am editing it out. So y'all won't have to deal with that, but... it happened. That's why I fell in that hole. Now you know. Behind the scenes with Ethan Bondreal. So what I need to do now is we need to go to Boron Village, and I think I'm going to start explaining before we cut the video what the hell I'm doing, or I'm going to do it as I cut the video. So basically, we need to gather 4 gems, or 4 jewels as they're called in the game, that allow us access to the 6th dungeon of the game. And the reason we need to do that is because I was a fool and didn't do it earlier. Because you can really kind of do it out at almost any point in the game after you have the Rock's Feather. Or you can start collecting them, you can't get all of them. But when you do that, it gives you access to the next area of the game, and then also access to several upgrades. But I'll talk more about the upgrades once we actually get into the ruins. Anyway, I'm sorry, sir. Oh, that's a member's card. You're a member? Pardon me. You may continue to the rear. Damn right I can. Ethan Bond Real coming up the rear. So I am going to grab this map here. This basically is going to show us where those jewels are. Treasure map. It may be linked to the legendary ruins. 200 rupees? Okay. And we are also going to upgrade our seed satchel here. This satchel holds a lot of seeds. It's 300 rupees. Okay, now we can hold more. And I think before I completely cut the video, I'm going to actually fill up my seed satchel on screen. Oh, actually it is full. Okay, that's wonderful. I was going to individually go to each of the trees to fill them up, so I had more time to talk, but I guess I can't do that now, so I'm just going to walk around in circles and explain this shit. Basically, we gotta go to those ruins. The ruins are going to give us access to more upgrades, which is going to let us upgrade our shield, and then also upgrade our sword. And basically, we are going to be almost good for the entire game. We're going to beat that 6th dungeon, and then after we beat the 6th dungeon, we are going to get another upgrade for our shield, and then get 2 of the password items that I did not get on screen in the previous video. I don't know if it was the previous video or the video before that, but anyway. Thank y'all for watching, thank y'all for listening, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate the views. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I do a really terrible job of encouraging people to do that, but I also know it's really obnoxious when YouTubers are always up your ass to sub and like videos. But, you know, do what you feel you need to do, kids. In the meantime, in the between time, I'm out this piece, so see ya.